My name is Diana, and today we're going to learn basic file processing and use the 5 topics that go with it. I already created both the files I needed. For one, like how we regularly do it, .cpp, I just named it example. And then my other file is the txt one. This file is the one that looks like this. So instead of .cpp, it's gonna be .txt. It's gonna be normal text. And I just named it save data, like how we did it during lecture. So this is the one I was on, example. And we're just gonna continue like normal. We're gonna do hashtag include iOS stream. But we also need to add another library to let us do our file processing. So that one's gonna be Fstream. So we do need to include this one, and then this allows us to use file processing, OFstream, and IPStream. And then again, we just continue with using namespace, main, and then our return. Okay. So now for our first program, we're gonna create a program that asks the user to enter the favorite movie. So pretty easy one, pretty basic. Our program will run into the enter quit or again quit, but all capitalized. So every answer must be stored in the other file we created, which is save data dot txt text. And then maybe at the end we can just add and code with sending a message to the user to let them know that it's over. You let them know program is over. So now let's start our code. It's going to be in main. Oh, right. Okay, let's copy and paste this into our main. So we're going to start with first we include of stream f out. So this creates an input file stream that it's like C out as well, but F out is used when we want to print into a file. So that's what we want to do, right? And then we add F out the open. And then since our file is named save data, that's what we include right here. Dot exe and semicolon. So this is what opens our file that we use to print on. Instead of printing to our console, which is down here, right, our terminal, this will be printing to our separate document, save data. So string for to gather our user input, and then I'll just name it movie name. So this does need to be a string because obviously a movie can be more than one word. It can include space, so it needs to be a string. Now we ask the user for their favorite movie, right? So see out, enter your favorite movie. So end line. And then after this, we need to use get line to read our input from user. And then obviously because get line goes with our string. So get line movie name. And then our next step was this one. To complete the portion where we ask to end program if the user ends just quit. So it is going to be a while loop. So while movie name does not equal quit and movie name does not equal quit, but all capitalized this time. We have out movie name in line. So the reason I put quit in lowercase and then all in capital and then again all in all capital is what if there's a movie named quit? We're going to assume though that there is and that when the user enters it, they will only capitalize the first letter, so it won't trigger and end the program. So let's ask the user for another favorite movie as well. Let's see out, enter another favorite movie in line. So you may have noticed that I have used both F out and C out. So we use F out. They are different. So we use F out when it will output to our file, save data, and C out is used like normally when we want something printed to the user for them to see. So once again, get line. So we can just copy and paste it like regularly. And then now we're gonna end our file, so close it. And this when we use close, and then our end message for the user. So this one for our every answer must be stored in the save data. It actually goes right here. Erase that so we won't get confused. So now see out the user message that we're gonna send once they end the program. So thank you for sharing. Let's just put that. And then end line again. So this should be the end of our program. Let's try running it now. So like normally our file's name is example.cp. Enter your favorite movie. Let's say Ponyo. I recently watched it. Enter another one. Harry Potter. And then let's do quit after this. Okay, thank you for sharing. Now let's go to our save data tags and see. Okay, and we can see that it did print it out. So our program did work. This program was an example on how to print to another document. So for file processing, we only use 3 out of the 5 topics, which is upstream, open, and close. So we do have to do another example. So let's go back to our original one. And so for our next example, let's use the same concept of favorite movies, but now we'll use pen to give program input. So this way we can write and save data and it'll print it into the console terminal instead. So create a program that will save, that will open, save data. If the file does not open, print an error message, an error. Else, if it does, proceed like normally. And then we ask the user for their favorite movie. Or I guess then after this, I'll print out their favorite movie. Or they're a bit decisive than the entire list. Okay. So first we need if stream. So if stream bin. So this will read our input from saved data, and then we also need bin open. And once again, save data since it's our file name. Okay. So this opens our file, and since ours is already open, well, if it wasn't, then that's when we print our error message, right? So that's when use does not open and thought is open, but ours isn't, right? We're gonna assume that maybe the user forgot to. Okay. So we let the user know the file could not be opened. So that's when we print our error message. Error opening file. So end line. And then if it does open, we proceed like normally. So else, when our else comes in, else, and then we just continue like normally. String movie name. Now we'll take what the user input into save data and print it. So your favorite movies are. And line. To read each line from our right. To read each line from our file save data into the movie name. So we need to use our wildcat line once again. We need to use a hardwall get line once again. And then add fin, like if it was sin, obviously, or fine, sorry. And then we will output. So see out their movie name and line once again. So end line, so this will, so like the way it's gonna be structured is that will be like a header almost, a list, right? That way it'll be printed your favorite movies at the top, and then new line, the user, like what the actual user inputs, like almost like a list. So, and then now we close our file. And, okay, so let's try running it now. Let's reset it and try running it now. Again, like normally, P plus plus, example, CP. Okay, let's try finding where our error was. My error, 'cause I didn't add the parentheses right there. C, C plus plus, example, CP. Your favorite movies are Ponyo Harry Potter. Okay, so we can see that I did print it out. Well, I had to save data. So since from our previous example, it had already had it on there. We didn't need to add it, and so it did print out like normally. So that was how we used file processing. In our second code, we were able to use the last two topics remaining that we didn't cover, which was if stream and is open. So that is the five topics of file processing. Thank you.